Hello, everyone, and welcome to the Liverpool Connection podcast. I am Daz. I've got Steve with me, and just want to say thank you, everybody, for tuning in. And if you're a first-time listener, this is a podcast, and we bring guests on to tell their Liverpool story, whether it be a musician, a fan, a fan that goes to the game, a politician. Yeah, we've had a few of those, writers and ex-players. Today's special guest is a UK rapper. He's from Liverpool. His name is Royzy Rothschild, and he has a new
What's up, people?
Hey, there you go, Royzy. He has a new single out called House of Cards featuring Lottie, which is bloody good. I'll tell you what. I'm maybe 50 years old, but I can still get jiggy with it. And a brand new album coming out in February as well, which we'll talk a bit about that.
It's
kicked
in
back
April,
now till April.
Yeah.
All right. I thought you had one coming out like mid-February.
That's another single.
Oh, all right, nice one.
Yeah.
Is that going to be? Is that from the new album?
Yeah, it's from the new album. Yeah. So we're having a couple of singles before the album comes out.
There you go. Spread the word. Anyway, welcome to the show, mate.
Nice one. Thank you for having me on.
We'll figure that out, as we go along. But anyway, let's start at the beginning. Obviously Liverpool born and bred. Why Liverpool Football Club? I know you could have gone, for the blue side, but why Liverpool?
Well, at the time when I was growing up, when I was little, all the family were blue noses.
Oh God.
Yeah. It was actually me stepdad. That was a red, and he used to take me the game. So this was before they had seats. So it was when it was just stands. So I used to sit on the bars on the rails and watch John Barnes running up and down the wing. But yeah, so it was kind of like I don't know, like I always thought Liverpool were a better team than Everton as well. So when you're a scouser and you come from Liverpool, it's either Liverpool or Everton. You know what I mean? And even though all the family supported Everton, I wanted to pick Liverpool. Obviously, I had a connection with my stepdad as well. So that's kind of where the Liverpool comes from.
So how is it in your house then? If they're all Evertonians, they must be miserable.
Oh, it's not now. Everyone in my house that I live in now was a Red, but back then everyone was an Evertonian. But if you're looking a bit closer to the 80s, say like 86, 88, Everton had some prior success just a few years prior, so they wouldn't have felt the pain like the way they feel the pain now. You know what I mean? Like they haven't won anything since Paul Rideout's goal in 1995, have they? So,
don't forget they won the league in October. they've got that trophy.
The league.
Yeah, they won the league in October. Remember, after 4 games.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
Oh, what a trophy!
That's if it was in the Pits League and it was 4 teams.
Yeah. Steve, go ahead.
Hey, Royzy, man, thanks for coming on. We always have so much fun on the show. Obviously, we're based in Austin. I've been back to Anfield a few times.
Yeah.
And Daza, he's from the area of Formby, and it's like we always like to see what's going on, in the music sense and the the theater and just what's going on in the city. So thanks for coming on, man. You're bringing a different vibe to the show that we normally have. So we really appreciate it, man. So I wanted to ask you, man, the last album you had with all the collaborations with you had Eminem in there and Kanye, and I want to know, how'd you get Clark Gable into that, man? What was the decision making into that?
So it's kind of the last album was called the Celeb Name Drop album,
Right.
and it was kind of like about dropping names throughout the whole album, but actually making relevant music, but also making it make sense and have feeling and emotion in it as well. So the Clark Gable uh, song was kind of like when I was young. Um, my nan used to watch old movies, and obviously Clark Gable was always in them. He was very famous for what he was at the time in Hollywood,
Hmm.
and I kind of wanted to bring that suaveness to the album. So the music video itself, Clark Gable music, it's all shot in black and white. We've got the cars on it from like the 1920s. We've used all like old buildings like the museum buildings and stuff like that from Liverpool city centre. So it's kind of got like an old feel all the way
Hmm.
through the song. So that's kind of where the Clark Gable music came from.
You have on there Eminem, obviously, and I'm from Detroit, so I grew up in Detroit, and
Mm,
with 8 Mile is such a transcendent album, and just the way he has brought rap music into a different demographic, right?
yeah, yeah.
And I grew up in 6 Mile, so when everybody say, "Hey, are you from 8 Mile?" I'm like, no, I'm from 6 Mile, which is
Mm.
even worse than 8 Mile. So but so tell us
Yeah,
about some of the that has to be some kind of inspiration. Obviously, you're not black,
yeah.
and so what kind of inspiration does that give you, to be in a rap musician, and to see how he plays with words and he plays his music.
Like I'll be honest. I started rapping before I'd ever heard of Eminem.
Uh-huh.
Um, I started rapping in 1995, 96. After listening to the likes of Nas,
Hmm.
Onyx, Mace, Biggie, Tupac, them types of artists. So Eminem coming out in 1999, it was kind of like, oh yeah. So obviously, you know, white people can have a go at this,
Hmm.
if that makes any sense. Um, but by that time, I'd already been doing it in my bedroom for a couple of years. Um, Obviously, it inspired me to go to the studio and record what I was
Hmm.
messing around with.
Yeah.
Um, and then obviously I've been doing it ever since. So I've released 18 mixtapes,
Hmm.
3 albums, and an EP
Yeah.
over that time. So it's a lot of material that I've done. Um, so over 400 features worldwide as well,
Yeah.
You,
with
you know,
artists over in Texas.
yeah, because back in the late '80s, Rick Astley was pretty big, right? And you're like, oh, I can go Rick Astley, or I could be, I could be a rapper, right?
Yeah, that's it.
I'm never gonna give you up.
Yeah, yeah. But even Vanilla Ice,
Yeah,
like
yeah.
Vanilla Ice, kind of like was at the time when I was growing up, 1994. He was doing songs with the Ninja Turtles
Hmm.
and stuff like that. So
Yeah.
it was kind of that was inspiration, but he had no long was it longevity?
Hmm.
Yeah, he was kind of just like
Flash in the
one.
pan. Yeah.
Yeah. Whereas Eminem has come and he's kind of showed it like, nah, you can have like a consistency and creativity, and you can do this for a living as a lifestyle, if that makes any sense.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
Yeah.
that's kind
Yeah.
of
Well,
Yeah.
I
Go
think,
ahead. Go ahead.
sorry, I think back in the day, I think white rappers were kind of looked at like a novelty.
Hmm.
Like
yeah.
that they're just going to sing some stupid, lyrics. Like
Yeah, still are.
I remember, I
Yeah.
got brought up like I said in Formby, and I grew up on like third base.
Mm.
Remember them, Royzy?
Yeah.
From New York, and Tribe Called Quest and everything. But yeah, I mean,
Yeah.
when white rappers came out first, it was just like novelty records,
Mm.
So like you said, you've been doing it since '95. I mean, so
Yeah, 95, 96.
Hmm.
where
Like
where
20 something years.
where do you get your inspiration? Because you know, I read you sent me some of your bio, and you said, you know, you had a difficult childhood. So
Yeah.
you can kind of bring that into the, you know, like the foray.
Yeah.
You know, and you
Yeah.
can
So
feed off of that. So tell us a little bit about, you know, your background as well.
yeah. So basically, I didn't really start talking about my background until 2015 because I spent years working on mixtapes while I was developing my techniques and styles and flows and stuff like that because I didn't want to actually waste any of the real stuff, if that makes any sense. So the first album, An Only Child LP, which came out in 2015, it was kind of talking about growing up with a mum who had bipolar, having no dad, and moving around estate to estate, living on council estates in smackhead flats, being around drugs all the time, getting into trouble, and just that kind of thing. Like when I was growing up, I didn't have a steady home. I've lived in every part of Liverpool, from Croxteth to County Road, Walton, Anfield, Wavertree, Huyton, Page Moss, bloody hell, Norris Green. Like literally, we was never stable. We were moving around constantly, every couple of months. So I didn't have like a stable childhood. Um, Obviously, I had to live in hostels as well, when times were hard, and obviously live with family as well, like aunties and uncles and stuff. So I kind of just being passed around from from spot to spot, and you know, I didn't really find stability until I was like 23, 24, 25. Which then obviously that's when I've started to come into myself and go through a lot of growth to become the person that I am now. So yeah, I've seen a lot of things which I don't really talk about that much. Been in a lot of situations which I wouldn't even put in my music because I wouldn't want to, you know, like how do you explain this? I wouldn't want to talk about certain things that would incriminate people and things like that. So it's kind of like that's kind of where I've come from. You know what I mean? So that's like a little bit about me.
Hey, I was going to ask you because, you know, obviously, you know, recently I watched a documentary of how Eminem got discovered by Dr. Dre, right? So
Yeah, yeah.
how was your transition from, you know, rapping early on and then making some tapes, and then how did you finally end up getting signed by a label? How did that happen?
So I didn't get signed, but well, I did. I've been signed twice,
Hmm.
3 times. So I got signed in 2005 to a MIDI label, um, which didn't go down well. We were in the middle of recording an EP, and they basically dropped me off the label halfway through. We were recording the EP, so the EP didn't come out. I got signed to an American label from Las Vegas,
Hmm.
recorded an EP with them, got put on the shelf. So that never worked out either. I set up my own record company in 2015, which is called Big Condo Records,
Hmm.
and obviously all the music that I've released has gone out on that. So that's kind of where we're at the minute. So I'm signed to myself, if that makes any sense. But
Independent, yeah.
I also manage 22 artists
Oh,
as
nice.
well.
Jesus.
Yeah. So they're not all rappers. We've got a lot of singers, ballad singers, pop singers, acoustic singers. We've got rappers, grimers,
Yeah, yeah.
DJs. We've got all sorts really.
Bloody hell,
So
and
You
you
get
said
at Dazza. He's a karaoke singer.
No, Royzy, and you said you were a football manager and you got stressed. Now you've got 22 people you got to look after. Jesus.
Yeah. Oh no, being a football manager is a whole different situation. I'll tell you. You turn up on a Sunday morning, and they're all standing there waiting in the cold to get on the pitch, and you pick your starting 11, and then you got 5 people mouthing off about how they should have started.
Yeah.
Get me?
And hungover as well, I'm sure.
Well, yeah. All playing half cup.
Hey, well, I coach like U15, and whenever they don't start, they're like giving me shit. I'm like, dude, come on.
Yeah.
You're not getting
It's a rough
paid.
situation. Yeah. That's what it's like.
Yeah.
It was good though. I took this team from the bottom of the league. They were at the bottom of the league with 1 point, and I took them all the way to the top of the league, and we got promoted, and made it to cup finals and everything over the space of 4 years. Yeah.
That's good. So
You know what I mean?
so why'd you just? I mean, yeah, I know it's a pain in the arse, but you just finally just went, I've had enough.
No, I had to make a decision because Big Condo at the minute is actually doing really well. So we've got the Big Condo recording studio, which is our recording studio facility, which is booked out to artists all over Merseyside and Liverpool. Then you've got the Big Condo podcasting suite. So we actually have a full professional, up-to-date podcasting suite, which is available to hire for podcasters all throughout Merseyside.
Nice.
We run a radio station called Big Condo Online, which is doing really well. In the middle of setting up FM, Big Condo FM. We've got the record label Big Condo Records, as well as the Big Condo Academy, which is an actual college. It's an NCFE registered college, so we teach kids how to do music, fashion, film, TV. We give out diplomas in journalism. We've got the Big Condo Fashion, which is a fashion company, biggest fashion company in Liverpool at the minute.
Oh wow, nice.
We do like model management, all that. So there's like a lot going on with Big Condo. So I had to make a decision. Like with the football, with the lads, we used to train Tuesday and Thursday and a game on Sunday, and it was just becoming a headache having to chase them all week to see if they were going to turn up. You know what I mean? So I just kind of left because I needed to focus all my attention on obviously Big Condo. So that's why we did that.
So that's,
I have a question. Go ahead, Des. I'm sorry,
is
man.
that full time for you now?
Yeah, it's full time. Like it's 18 hours a day from the second I get up to when I go to sleep. I'm just like on it, like round the clock.
Well, that's your little baby, you know. You got
to. Yeah, it is. That's what we're on.
Hey, I was going to ask you a question on that album. You have the celeb name drop album, right? You have that on the Liverpool FC Anfield, the interlude.
Yeah.
And so tell us what game that is from, and also we haven't asked you this. What's your most memorable game at Anfield?
Yeah.
You know what? It was actually years ago, and it was when Fernando Torres was playing for us.
Yeah.
And I was sitting in the Anfield Road end next to the away fans, and what you call it? Like I just remember Torres just picking up the ball from the outside the box, and he just turned and hit it, and I was like so close to it, just seeing it just hit the back of the net, and it was just amazing because at the time like Torres was my favorite player. You know what I mean? Like I wasn't happy when he left the club at all. I wasn't happy. It was really sad. But Luis Suarez came in and obviously patched that bit up for us because Suarez was something else. You know what I mean? So yeah, Torres and the Mo Salah. I think that was the Chelsea game. Yeah. I think that was the Chelsea game. The sample from the Chelsea game.
Where he scored that stunner.
Yeah. I think that's what it was. Chelsea game. Yeah.
Have you seen Torres lately? Jesus Christ, he's a beef. Like he's hit
Has
the
he, yeah?
weights. Yeah.
Yeah,
I mean, he looks what, Steve? You've seen him, right?
Oh
He looks
yeah,
like 5 times bigger.
yeah, he's gained at least 25 pounds of muscle. You think, right? So
Yeah, looks like a meathead. Yeah, or he's hit the roids. Yeah, I was actually really sad when Torres left as well, because he was, my favourite player. But I think once he cut his hair, he wasn't the same.
Yeah.
He cut those blonde
Torres,
locks off. Yeah.
After he cut his locks off, that was it. Game over.
Yeah, he was done.
Mm.
Hey, at least we got
Yeah.
50 million quid for him.
Yeah, that was good. We got Suarez on a good deal.
Yeah, and we got Andy Carroll. Woo!
Okay, yeah. I was never happy about that from the start.
Jesus Christ.
Not once.
Fucking Jippo.
Yeah. I never rated them. Or Benteke.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. We've bought some clangers.
Lambert.
I'll tell you. Like really bad.
Lambert.
Yeah.
I reckon he would, if he hadn't got injured, he could have worked out. Because he was doing well where he was before we bought him. So I thought that was an all right buy for a bench player. But yeah, it's the injuries. It's like, look at Matip now. You know what I mean? Matip's a top player, but now he's becoming what's the word? A liability.
Yeah, he's just made of glass. That's it. Yeah, and I think at the end of the season, I mean, you have to get rid of him. You just can't rely on him for more than one match. I mean, same with Ox as well. I just, and I really like Ox, but I just think
he's good.
Injury prone. If your player's only going to play for like a quarter of the season, then you got to get rid. You got to try and recoup what you spent on him. So, who is one of your favourite? Like, obviously you said Torres, and you're an '80s kid, right?
Yeah, 80s.
Yeah. So you obviously didn't go to like the '70s match.
Yeah,
I mean,
me too.
Dalglish is my my hero.
Yeah.
But who are some of your other players like you looked up to?
Do you know what? I always liked Rob Jones.
Yeah, Rob Jones was good.
Yeah. I always liked Rob Jones. Obviously, Bruce Grobbelaar. He was a favourite when you was a kid. The knobbly knees and all that. Went off him though as soon as I found out he'd been fixing games and things. So I wasn't into Bruce Grobbelaar anymore. Obviously, Steven Gerrard is probably the all-time greatest, other than Dalglish, player for Liverpool, I think. Then you got Suarez. Used to love McManaman.
Yeah,
when McManaman was there.
Yeah, Shaggy's nice.
Barnes.
Still looks
Robbie,
the same as well.
Who? McManaman?
Just a bit greyer on the sides.
Yeah. Never really liked Michael Owen, but Robbie Fowler was a top legend.
Yeah.
Xabi Alonso.
Yeah.
One of the best midfielders that we've ever had. Defender Sammy Hippier.
Yeah.
Hippier was quality. Patrick Berger. When he came, he had the flair. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I also think Gianna Risa was one of the best wing backs that we ever had as well. I could go on.
One hell of a shot. I know. And we haven't even got started with the new squad as well. So it's just so good, I would say, Stevie G just because Liverpool born and bred, and same with Cara as well. They just bled Liverpool, even though Cara was an Evertonian. Yeah.
Well, he just came out this week, said he probably would never be even able to play for the squad the way they play. So, respect to him to acknowledge his deficiencies, but he's still a club legend, obviously.
Yeah. Right? Well, the squad and the team's in a completely different place to where it was when they played.
Yeah.
I don't think all the players from that 2005 team, other than Steven Gerrard, would
Yeah.
struggle to get
Yeah.
into this 11 that we have now.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's a fact.
Yeah.
I can't see anyone that would replace what we have.
Yeah. Maybe Xabi Alonso, be
Mm.
one that may be able to, but you don't
For
know.
who though?
Yeah.
Who would you?
No, I wouldn't swamp for. No, the team today against that 2005 team, it's night and day, right? And
Mm.
the levels are different. And Daz and I, we've interviewed a lot of people that have had um, connections to the past great teams,
Yeah, yeah,
and they recognize that this squad that Klopp has built is really something special. The
yeah,
levels are so high, and you know, and we were talking about it earlier at the pub. Is like, imagine if Man City Man City last year lost their center back, right? They finished 18,
Company,
and they finished well, not Company, but the other dude, right?
Laporte.
Yeah, Laporte, and they finished 18 points behind us. We've practically lost 90% of our starting lineup, and we're still in the thick of it. So you
yeah, yeah.
just see the levels that Klopp has brought to the team, and that we're still there. And next Sunday against Man City is just a huge match, but it's just one of those things like each generation has their teams, and it's
Yeah, yeah.
unfair to compare the 80s to the 90s to the aughts to now, right? Because it's just different styles, different players, different
It,
competitions.
it's a whole different pace
Yeah, yeah,
now. The
Mm.
yeah,
like the players that are playing now, that they're not playing like what they were at the pace that they were playing in the 80s. This is like a whole different level. Like
yeah,
if you look at the Premier League, it's pretty much got the majority of the best players from around the world all
right.
competing in one league. You didn't have that in the 70s.
Hmm.
You know what I mean?
Yeah,
'Cause I've heard all the stories about um, people going to work and then turning up to train for Liverpool.
yeah, yeah,
You
yeah,
know what I mean? They didn't have like physiotherapists, doctors, personal trainers,
yeah,
dietitians, all that type of thing in the 70s. Like this is all something that's happened over the past 20, 25 years. So it's kind of like these players that are playing now, they're like tuned athletes, they're like
yeah,
machines.
yeah.
You know what I mean? That get well looked after. So
You,
whole different level.
Yeah, we had I'm the president of the Supporters Club here in Austin. We brought Stevie Nickel here a couple of years ago. And just to listen to him speak, you're like, man, I don't know if you would be able to play in today's game the way you took care of your body, right? Or did
Yeah, yeah.
not take care of your body. And
Mm,
the way your diet was, and smoking and drinking, and it's just amazing, just the difference, right? And we
yeah,
can
yeah.
kind of blame a lot of that on Arsene Wenger bringing that, and
Yeah,
even
yeah.
Bob Paisley bringing that kind of training regimen to the Premier League. And it's just amazing to see like these athletes today. It's something amazing, and it's a joy to watch like a Mane and a Salah, and just I try to tell them, don't take your shirt off. You're making me feel bad, man. Like.
Yeah. Yeah. I get like that as well.
Yeah, yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. Hey, I was going to ask you though, because I read something about you had did something with a little collaboration with somebody in Portland, right? And like you're really your first entry into the United States market. And I wanted to ask you about how, if you're still trying to get in here, because we're from Austin. We
Mm.
bill ourselves as the live music capital of the world. We have music
Yeah, yeah.
festivals in a normal scenario without COVID. We have bands coming over here, and I just wanted to see what your expectations are trying to get more involved to the American market.
Um, yeah, so basically, I've been slowly getting into the American market
Hmm.
over the past 5, 6 years. I've been featured on over 6,000 radio stations
Nice.
in America, some in Texas.
Hmm.
Um, I featured with artists from Texas as well as New York and Chicago and Florida, Miami, Phoenix, Arizona, and a few other places. think some from Detroit.
Mhm.
So I've slowly been moving the market into America. I was meant to go on a tour in 2019 in January. I had a lot of people reaching out saying that they were coming to watch me in the likes of New York and Miami and places like that. But I got given an opportunity around the same time, and I had to decide whether I was going to go on tour or whether I was going to build my own academy, because
Mhm.
somebody gave me an opportunity to have my own academy. And I decided that obviously I think the academy was the better one for me because it was building something for the community. So I want to make sure that everything that we do, it helps other people in Liverpool, other musicians, other actors, other creatives, or just people that would like to get involved with music and things like that. So I decided to quit the tour and start building the academy instead, which has worked out nice because it's been going 2 years now. Um, we put through 50 students last year on creative media level 2 and artist development programs. So I'm happy with my decision not to go on tour and to do that. But as soon as this COVID thing eases up and traveling and stuff becomes available again, I'm hoping that I can link up with the promoters from the United States again and hopefully put that tour back in place.
So,
So that's where I'm at with that.
we had Dan Nicholson on from Boss Nights, and Jamie Webster was the previous guest on, and you kind of, being from Liverpool, you kind of see his transformation from just being, playing at pubs, and now he's traveling with the team.
Mm.
Have you ever thought about being part of that travel group? Boss Nights going to different parts of the world. Maybe, you got the Anfield Rap, you have the Legends, you have Jamie
Um,
Webster, maybe you playing before that. Has that ever been in your thought processes?
Not really, no. Like what? I've met Jamie.
Hmm.
I was with him a few weeks ago, and obviously I've listened to his whole story
Hmm.
about how he became and where he's up to now. And I think his story is unique to him, and it fits him and what he's about.
Right.
Um, I don't. That journey is right for him. I don't think that journey would be right for any other artist.
Sure.
That's what I believe.
Yeah.
No, makes sense,
Yeah.
But like, I think Steve's also asking though, like if Boss Nights, came up to you though and said, "Hey, would you do one night with us? Would you?"
Yeah. I'm available to be booked all over the place.
There
So
you
am I.
go. Hey, we all are.
Yeah. Know what I mean? So yeah, I've done everything from like literally covered the whole of the UK. I've done 9 UK tours. Um, Performed all over festivals, um, shows. There's that many shows. Like I must have performed over 1,000 times, so
Yeah, yeah.
I can't even remember half of them. You know what I mean? Um, but yeah, it's all good fun. Obviously I'd perform pretty much anywhere, especially if it was something to do with Liverpool as well.
Yeah,
If
yeah.
Liverpool want me to perform at something that they're doing, then yeah, that'd be definitely something I'd be up for doing in the future.
So you can't get on George Sefton's playlist at Anfield or what?
I haven't even tried. I haven't even tried. Know what I mean? I know I had Neil Ruddock's missus reach out the other week,
Yeah.
Oh,
saying
nice.
that they were listening to me in the car in the BMW. Give me a little message, say we're listening to your song in the car. Fire. I said that a nice one, thank you. Know what I mean?
Hey, I was gonna ask you something because watching your videos, you have a lot of different people that are like doing like you're kind of freestyle and they're part of your videos. Um, when you go into those kind of sessions, is there like hey, we're gonna rap about this today, or is this going to be the theme, or you just kind of freestyling, or how's that happen?
I
Because
don't know.
it's intriguing to me.
Are you talking about the features that are featured on the
Yeah,
song?
yeah, yeah.
Yeah. So obviously, I featured a lot of female singers, don't I?
Yeah, 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 yeah.
Yeah,
They're nice. Yeah.
yeah. That's because obviously no one wants to hear me sing. That's what that is. You know what I mean? Do you get me?
Yeah.
But yeah, like I kind of I write the chorus for them,
Okay.
um, and basically I start to plan obviously what the song's about, and then we normally meet up for the session.
Hmm.
I'll sit down with them, have a coffee, whatever, and then explain to them what the song's about, and then we just sit down and have a jam session and just go
Yeah, yeah.
over it, and then go into the recording studio and then record it. So it's quite a simple process.
Well, I mean, you say it's simple because Dazza, he's a DJ, right? So I mean, is there like an established beat, and you like, okay, let's create our lyrics behind that, or you pick the beat before that? How's
Well,
that
no,
work?
no. Normally, I speak to producers,
Okay.
and the production gets bought in, if that makes any sense.
Hmm.
So
Uh-huh.
they'll make the music, and
Okay.
then I buy the rights to that music
Okay.
to use it, so I can release it. So I have been in sessions where we've created the music from scratch.
Yeah.
We're doing a lot of that at the record label at the minute because um, with us managing so many artists, you can't buy the production in for everyone. You've got to start off with some drums and then a bit of guitar, a bit of bass, get
Hmm.
the keyboard on there, and so on and so on. And it can be a lengthy process. One song can take like 3 months
Hmm.
to get finished. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I can see Steve with the kazoo. Zoo.
But the
No,
I'm on the recorder, man. That's
no, it was crazy. We had the crazy session the other month because I brought my guy in. He goes by the name of Mickey G, and he brought all these African instruments, and was putting them all on the song, and it just give the song a different feel. But it was crazy watching him do it all. You know what I mean? Like he had the tablas out, and they make a weird noise. You know, when you're playing them, they make like a boom 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 type noise. And he's just sitting there in the studio on his own going boom boom boom.
yeah, yeah.
I was just stood there laughing my head off. You know what I mean?
You talk about that. I don't know if you've ever seen Nick Cannon's Wild and Out, his
I do, yeah.
the
I used
show,
to like
yeah.
that show
And
years
and
ago, yeah.
and I just recently discovered this, and I think it's the most brilliant thing ever. I mean, it's when you're just doing things off the cuff, and you're making lyrics up, and you're going to the beat, and they're just, but it's all good natured fun, right? And I always, like I said, growing up in Detroit, we used to make fun of each other. But it was fun. It was never, you never ended up fighting anybody. It was just like,
Mm,
you talk about me, I talk about you. Then we go to our next class and we meet up later on. We'll do it again. And I think a lot of the current environment, it's like people are taking things personal. It's like,
yeah, yeah.
but watching your music, it's like it's you have a message in there. Not everybody has a positive
Yeah.
message. So
I do like to put a lot of messages in the
yeah.
music. Um, it's very rare that I create music that doesn't have a message.
Hmm.
Even if the message is just a small message,
Right.
it has some message. Otherwise, I sit there scrutinizing it at the end, saying,
Yeah.
"What does it mean? What does it mean? Means nothing, does it?" Hey, know what I mean?
That's
So yeah,
that's a good thing about Scousers, though. They make fun of themselves, so nobody else can make fun of them.
yeah.
Like beat people to the punch. That's good.
That's it. Banter everywhere. Banter.
Yeah.
Yeah, that,
Hey,
that's why you grow up with thick skins. You
Yeah,
know.
yeah.
yeah, yeah, yeah.
Uh,
Hey,
Just
so
too much banter.
I was going to ask you, I mean, obviously, with rap music in there in the city, and you have this kind of a scouse message, what other types of music, and when you're not wanting to just be around the rap environment, what other kind of types of music are you searching out, or where are you going to listen to
You're
live
trying to
music.
get me in trouble here, aren't you?
No, because hey, I'm not, because we're hoping to get over there for a few pints, so I don't want to make trouble for anybody.
No, like that. Like I've got such a wide variety of taste in music.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
obviously, like I genuinely like really love rap music, but just because I like rap music doesn't mean I like every rapper. Because
Right,
there's
right,
loads
right.
of
Yeah,
them that
yeah, yeah.
I just don't like. You know what I mean? There's only certain ones that I like, certain rappers that I like, and
Yeah,
it's normally the ones that um have got a message,
sure.
if that makes any sense.
Yeah, yeah, of course.
Like your Tupacs and your Nas's and
Hmm.
your Royce the 5 9s, them types of artists. But for music, like I like Roy Orbison,
Yeah, nice.
and I don't know, I like Madonna
Yeah,
and
Well, who doesn't?
Michael Jackson,
yeah.
and I don't know, there's so many. Like I listen to a lot of music from the 50s,
Hmm.
60s, 70s, 80s, and 90s. I love jazz,
Hmm.
uptown
Yeah,
jazz.
yeah.
Um, so it's like my musical taste is like really varied. Like one of my favorite songs of all time is Berlin.
Oh, nice. Yeah,
Take my breath away.
yeah, yeah.
Get me so like literally like I've got so varied taste, but having that much of a varied taste, it actually helps me because when I'm managing my artists, yeah, like one's like a country folk singer, the next one's like a pop star, the next one's a rapper, the next one's a ballad singer, the next one does indie bedroom type music. You get me? So it's kind of like all these musical influences that I've got and that I listen to, I can kind of push that into what I'm doing as well.
Hey, I wanted to ask you a question because like when you're rapping, and I know you listen to music and there's samples, right? Do you
Hmm.
have to get permission from those artists to use those in your in to sample those in your music? I don't know what the
What
process is.
what music is it? Is it a mixtape?
No, if it's something like say Michael Jackson, everybody always wants to use some of his
Yeah,
stuff,
you
right? So how
can't
do you?
go. You can't use a Michael Jackson song
Money.
and not
Yeah.
have a license
Right, right,
to
right.
use that sample.
But I
Yeah.
don't
Yeah.
know. Do you? I guess it would be pretty expensive, right, for somebody to use as like even a 5 or 10 second hook of
Yeah, yeah,
album
yeah.
to put into your music.
Yeah. Well, what you call it, Jay-Z
Uh huh.
paid NASA's publishing company $5,000 to use that line, "Dead Presidents to represent me," and he
Hmm.
used it on his song for $5,000.
Uh huh.
Yeah, and that was just a line for the chorus.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, Steve, if you do a mixtape, yeah, you can put anything you want.
Okay.
But when you do an actual like proper production like album, yeah, you gotta pay copyright
Yeah.
for any sample you use.
Okay.
Yeah, see, Steve's learning.
I've come a long way from Lionel Richie. I'm going to tell you that right
ABBA,
now.
ABBA. So, Royzy, I've got to ask you this then. Your favourite is Berlin, Take Your Breath
Mm.
Away. So, is your favourite movie Top Gun then?
No,
No.
no. I've seen Top Gun though. I do like Top Gun. You know what? Like back in the early '90s, Tom Cruise was in all the films, wasn't he? Mission Impossible, Days of Thunder, all that type of thing. But yeah, so I do like Top Gun, but it's not one of it's not my favorite movie.
Yeah, I was just thinking, is that where you heard Berlin for the first time?
Yeah,
Yeah, yeah,
yeah. I think it was.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
Mm,
And that's what I was thinking as well. I was like, yeah, that's where I heard it in the movie. So I'm like, yeah, yeah, no, it's a good song. Yeah,
mm.
I'm not
That's,
gonna knock it.
that film blew me away when I was a kid. That Top Gun.
Hey,
I'd never seen nothing like it. It made me want to be a fighter pilot.
yeah, yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. We all
You know
were.
what I mean?
Hey, yeah. So tell us what's on board, man. What's coming up in 2021 for you?
2021. Okay. It's 2021 is going to be that much of a big year that I couldn't even tell you everything that was going on. There's that much going on. We'd have to be sitting here for like 10 hours or something.
Well, I
But,
mean, you know, you started with the Liverpool Connection podcast, and it's all downhill from here, man.
you know, it's uphill. This is a good building block. This
There
is
you
what
go.
this
There
is.
you go.
We got to set the foundation for you, man.
Hey, no, it's good. Like, you
Plastic
know,
block.
the amount of people that have been messaging me over the past week trying to get into the new recording studio to record. So going to be working with all these different artists. We've had all podcasters from Merseyside messaging wanting to get into the new podcasting suite. I've got all students messaging me wanting to get back into the college. I'm in the middle of signing more artists. We've got loads of meetings over Zoom meetings over the next couple of weeks. Seeing what are the next artists that we're going to take on, which I'm looking forward to do that. Like I really look forward to A&R. I like sitting down, working with the artists, developing them. So there's lots of that going on, and we've just got loads of singles from the artist, EPs. You've got my album coming. I'm starring in a movie called Unit One.
Oh, nice.
Which is a horror zombie movie. I play John Edwards, who's a executive producer slash failed mixed martial artist. He got battered in his last couple of fights, but he plays a key part in fighting the zombies, but gets murdered. And like, oh, I'm not meant to say that.
Uh-oh.
Oh,
Well,
telling everyone the plot of the film.
yeah, we can edit that.
yeah. That's only one possible ending. There's multiple endings.
Multiple endings, trust me. But no, yeah. So I get murdered round the halfway point in like a heroic. All these zombies are trying to get everyone. I'm just standing there punching and kicking everyone to death until I get mauled. Yeah. So I'm looking forward to it, to its release. I think it's coming out in November 2021. So I'll be looking forward to go to all the what's it called, the screenings in the cinemas and do all that type of thing. So busy year.
That sounds like it. Yeah. Do you think you've been more productive during the lockdown?
If I'm going to be honest, I've been the same because for me, this is what I do 18 hours a day anyway. So I have not, the lockdown's not slowed me down. I've still been working and still doing the same things. The only thing I haven't been doing is events. Now, Big Hondo Records do 100 events a year. So you got like band events, rap events, acoustic events, poetry events, mixed music events, as well as like mini festivals and stuff like that. So not being able to do any of that for a year is just being a nightmare.
Yeah, because I mean, as an artist as well, you know, you've got to live and breathe, like, you know, wanting to perform in front of people.
Yeah.
You know, you get that, you know, full on like vibe. So that's got to be tough for you as well.
No. You know what? I've actually enjoyed the break from performing because I was actually performing that much that I was starting to not enjoy it, if that makes any sense.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So
yeah,
having the break, I actually want to perform again now. So that's a good thing.
Yeah, because you don't want to make it feel like it's a job, you know, like a lot of people. If you just keep doing the same thing, you just like get a bit bored. That's how I feel Evertonians got to feel like.
Yeah. Well, that's what that's what Evertonians feel like.
Hey, you know, one of the questions that we always ask everybody is that, you know, we've had this 30 years of waiting for the Premier League title. So share with us your experiences last spring when, you know, we finally won it, when Man City, you know, when Chelsea won that game. And then, you know, so where were you? How were you feeling? You know, what were the emotions? Because, you know, growing up with a lot of blues too, yeah?
It was a bit weird, to be honest, because all the other times that Liverpool have ever won anything at all, Yeah. We've been there. Like when the coaches are coming, we've been there to see the coaches. We've been there to speak to Klopp and cheer the players on, and do all that type of thing. With every trophy that they've ever brought, go down to Anfield. But the recent one, we was in lockdown.
Yeah.
And with the COVID and stuff, and like I genuinely felt like, you know, while this virus thing's going on, you don't need to be with another 30,000 people outside Anfield.
Right.
So we kind of just watched it on the telly and social media. Enjoyed the fireworks, all the fireworks going off outside my house. I enjoyed that, but didn't actually go down to the Anfield, which I would have wanted to if this COVID thing weren't going on. I'd have went down to Anfield to bask in the experience. So yeah, COVID took the experience away from me.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's taken the shine off of it, you know, because like Steve said, after 30 years, you know, you've got 30 years of waiting inside of you, and you just want to, you know, and it just kind of, you know, kind of simmered out. That's what I mean. It's just like
it's loyalty. 1000% it's loyalty.
It's it.
I genuinely felt like what you've just said. You've been waiting for 30 years, finally won it, and it felt like it was just getting wiped out. Like it didn't mean anything. You know what I mean?
I mean, it's going to be even like you got to think too. You know, COVID is like, you know, again taking the headlines as well, because, you know, Klopp said like he'd like to do a parade. That doesn't look like it's going to happen anytime soon. And like if God forbid we did,
we're still waiting.
But God forbid, you know, that we don't win the league this year. We're going to look pretty stupid if we have a parade for winning last season's.
A double parade.
Yeah, exactly. So that I wouldn't go. I just feel, you know, that's why hopefully we'll win it again this season. I think we have every chance, you know. The win today was absolutely massive, you know. And again, you know, last game against Spurs, everybody has written this team off since Van Dijk, you know, since the Van Dijk injury, and then Gomez. Everybody's written this team off, and they just, you know, oh, bloody hell, Steve's gone. But everybody's written them off, and we've just said, all right, we just get on with it, you know. So also want to ask you about your Mo Salah song, because like it hits you pretty quick in the beginning, because you know, you get right into it, and it's a great video as well. What was the walking backwards at the end about?
I don't know. The lad that edited the video, he just thought, I don't know. I think he thought it was cool, the walking back on it. But yeah, I enjoyed shooting it. It was shot round Anfield's ground, with some of the best clips of Mo Salah's goals as well, which was quite good. But the song itself, it's kind of me infused with Mo Salah, if that makes any sense.
Yeah.
Like I'm attacking the song is that it's me, but I'm Mo Salah. That's how I would like the word to come across. That's why like it's coming across like cocky, because at the time we hadn't even won the Champions League when that was wrote. Yeah, it was the following season.
Yeah, you did that in 2018, right?
Yeah, but when it was actually done, I wrote it prior. So I wrote it right. I wrote it before we got to the Champions League final. When what's his name? The goalie, uh,
Carriers.
Karius, that's it. Yeah, my mind's gone. Yeah, so I wrote it before we got to that final when he let them goals in. Yeah, so I started writing it. So the first half of the song is before the final. The second half of the song is after the final. Do you get me? So
Yeah.
that you've got all them bits in it then, because when I was writing it, it was Mo Salah's best season. Yeah, so I was writing it as if I was Mo Salah having my best season, and then I stopped writing it for a little bit because it took like 6 months to write. I didn't
Oh,
just
wow.
write it in one sitting. It was over 6 months. And then what you call it? After we got knocked out, or after we lost the final, I kind of put all that into it as well. And then we were building on our way to actually winning the Champions League. So that's where it kind of over a 6 month period.
Is
That's kind of what the song's about.
Oh, it's good. Have you heard it, Steve? It's Mo
Which one?
Salah, the Mo Salah rap.
Oh yeah, I did hear that one. And then I just been watching the one about the poker one. That was
House of
House of
Cards.
Cards.
yeah, I like that one.
Good, that one.
Have you done it? Have you done any more?
That's
Player raps.
which player raps? No, because I didn't want to do too many. Like I could sit here all day rapping about every single player and the football team and Klopp, and I could come up with millions of lines for it all. But
Yeah,
I don't want to be tarnished as that lad that just raps about Liverpool players.
Yeah,
yeah.
makes
Do you get me?
sense.
So
Makes sense.
it's kind of like the way certain artists have their own route. Like I wouldn't want to be the artist that just rap for Liverpool fans.
Yeah. Hey, you know,
You know
I had
what
a
I mean?
question for you, because just interested in how do you when you're going into do a rap, there's different tempos, right? So
Yeah.
how do you write the lyrics for the tempo, or do you get the tempo and then you make the lyrics? How does that happen?
Normally when the beat comes on, I listen to the drums,
Uh-huh.
yeah, and the speed of the drums. That's the first thing I'll pick up on. Then I'll pick up on the pattern. So
Right.
what you'll notice with all my songs, I don't rap the same on any song
Right.
because I'm rapping to the beat rather than just rapping over the beat.
Right.
I'm rapping with the beat. So my lyrics are actually on point with the actual drums. So it doesn't matter. The song could be 170 BPM fast.
Right.
I could still keep up with the drums.
Does that make it more difficult when you have to record because obviously a recording usually is not on one take, right? You have to, so how do you, because I always been interested in like how rappers can repeat what they do at the cadence
Yeah.
to record an album.
Mm. Well, basically, like the faster the beat is,
Yeah.
yeah, then you're gonna need more lyrics,
Right. Okay.
yeah, to complete that. You know what I mean? But you would two ways that you can do it. You can either practice and practice and practice your verse before you go to the studio and record it, or if you go to the recording studio, you don't have to record it all at once. You can record it in bits,
Okay.
if
And
that
do
makes
you,
any sense.
it makes sense, but do you find it more difficult to um engage people outside of Liverpool? Because with a Scouse accent and you're rapping, you know what I
No,
mean?
Yeah,
It's
you can't
Bristol.
tell. You can't tell.
Yeah.
last year, my number one listeners was the United States of America. Wasn't Liverpool. Yeah,
Yeah.
it was USA.
Yeah.
Mm. And at one point, I had more plays in Wisconsin than anywhere.
Yeah. Wisconsin.
It's
Know what I
cheese.
mean?
It's cheese and rap.
Yeah.
Get me?
The
So,
cheese heads up there, man. They
mm,
whatever.
but funny enough that you're saying this. In December, I checked my Spotify stats,
Yeah.
and then it said the number one city that listens to me is Liverpool,
Yeah.
which
That's
was
got.
quite weird because it's never been Liverpool. Yeah.
No, it's great when you look up stats, because we're actually we're bigger in the UK than we are over here.
Yeah, you will be, because it's a Liverpool show, isn't it?
Yeah. So yeah, and Japan as well. So yeah, we it's been really good. We've been looking at like the top 100, and yeah, we hit the UK at number 8, and
Hey, that's good though.
in Japan 34, and then I think we were 96 over there, which is still good. To be placed is good for loving what you love to do.
That's really good, and I think it's as well it's because it's a Liverpool fan zone, isn't it?
Mm-hmm.
Know what I mean?
Yeah.
So it's all the supporters tuning in and listening to what other people have to say about the club. But what's actually unique about this show is that it's not UK based.
Mm-hmm.
Obviously, you've got a gentleman that used to live in the UK in Formby, but now living in Texas. But it's actually based in the US.
Mm-hmm.
So I think that has greater appeal.
Yeah.
If that makes any sense, it makes this a bit more worldwide than local.
Well, we also made it a point not to, there's a lot of people that analyze games. We could spend 30 minutes analyzing a game, and it's our opinion versus somebody else's. But what we wanted to do is that there's so many people that will never get to Liverpool. Obviously Darren grew up there. I've been there multiple times, but there's thousands of Liverpool fans that will never get there. So to bring some of the vibe of Liverpool, bring the music, the theater,
culture,
the culture of Liverpool, with Home Baked and George Sefton and you and Ian, and Jeff Golding and Ian Salmon, the playwrights that are like putting plays in Liverpool proper. This is what we want to do,
Yeah.
And we appreciate you bringing a perspective that's kind of very different from whatever we've had on the show. But it's been awesome, man. It's like this is a different vibe, and we love it, man. We just want to bring so many people because we love the city. I'm not from there, but I love it, and every time I go there, I feel like I'm at home, and just not being able to go there because we've been on lockdown it really is, it breaks my heart because I especially last year, we should be there celebrating, and it's just like one of those things like. And now we've met so many people from this podcast and yourself included is like, we just can't wait to get back, man. So we appreciate it, and all what you've brought to the table today.
Yeah. So many people have said what you've said. So many people.
Yeah.
I was working with a gentleman last week, and he's from the Congo.
Yeah.
And he moved from the Congo to Liverpool to obviously for his music. He's a Congolese musician, and basically he's moved to Leeds. And because obviously that's where his missus was, and he's got kids now, and he's living in Leeds. But he turned up and he went, I miss Liverpool so much, and he was like, I love your accent, I'm gonna stay with you.
Yeah.
I was like, no, you need to go home, mate.
Yeah, he's not still there, is he? Is he on the couch?
Oh, I made sure he was gone before I locked up.
He's paying your rent now, yeah?
Well, I hope so.
Now, we do appreciate you coming on because you're our third musician, but our first rapper. So hopefully there's many more. Because I'm actually trying to get DJ Spoonie. Big garage DJ from London. He's been on BBC. No. Yeah, he's on BBC Radio, and he's on the global Premier League show. Yeah, I've been trying to get him on as well. So that's another take. He's from the garage sound.
Yeah.
And it'd be cool to bring.
I've never followed the garage scene that well. Like I know of So Solid Crew.
Yeah.
Which they were big in like 2000 and
Artful Dodger.
Yeah, I know the Artful Dodger as well. Yeah, but there's a lot that I don't know. I never followed the garage scene that well.
You know,
Yeah.
it's funny you mentioned that, because the people that really don't follow rap music, there are genres inside rap music, right? You have the
Yeah,
garage scene, you have the gangster rap, and
yeah, yeah.
you have other
Like
Christian rap,
trap,
yeah,
drill,
right,
rap, hip hop,
yeah,
grunge, grime, garage. These loads.
yeah.
There's like so much.
You're writing all this down, Steve.
Yeah, well, I'm a Houdini fan, so I'm
Hey, freaks come out at night.
that's right.
Yeah.
Friends, how many of us have them?
Not many. Not many.
I haven't heard of Houdini for years. I used to have that
Yeah.
album.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
the lad just passed away not too long ago, like a couple months ago. Yeah.
Did he? Yeah.
Yeah.
God, it's showing how old we are.
I know, right?
I know, you've got me worried now, Steve.
The fat boys.
Yeah.
Oh man. Well, Royzy, also wanted to congratulate you because you got 1 million views on YouTube, right?
Well,
Yeah, mate. Yeah, cheers, mate, on that.
You hit 1 million views, right?
when?
I thought you said you hit 1 million views.
Oh, no. I put up the other day that I was 20,000 from 1 million.
Oh, all right. Well,
Yeah,
shit, that's still damn good.
yeah, I think I actually checked it. I think it was yesterday or the day before, and I think I'm like 12,000 to 1 million now. So
Wow,
uh,
that's great though. Come on, everyone.
I
Yeah,
know.
that's right.
Get
Go
on
check
get
that
on
out.
Royzy's YouTube channel.
Put me in my
Come on.
play. Put me in your playlist.
That's right.
So where can people like find your music?
I'm on Spotify. If you've got Spotify, follow me on that. All music on that. You can get me on iTunes, Apple Music, Deezer, Tidal, YouTube. We don't post on SoundCloud anymore. I don't like SoundCloud.
Yeah.
That's
He's
it.
on
Yeah.
Twitter. Yeah. Find him on
I'm
Twitter
on
as well.
Twitter. I'm
Yeah.
on Instagram. I'm on Facebook. I'm on LinkedIn.
Mhm.
I've just opened up a TikTok. I'm not dancing yet though. We're not dancing yet. Not yet anyway. We'll get
And
some of them done soon.
and do you have a website?
We don't. We did have a website for, it must have been 5 or 6 years that we had the website. It was called RoyzyRothschild.com. But I felt like I didn't need it because all the information that was on the website, you had access to all that through Insta, Twitter, and Facebook and everything anyway, if that made any sense. So it just felt like it was more work updating it all the time. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So
That's why you get married and you let your missus do that.
that's it, isn't it? Hey.
Yeah, she does all our website and she does the editing, everything. We're just the pretty faces that speak.
Yeah. So the missus is the brains behind the operation.
Yeah, basically.
Yeah.
Hey, but
So is that,
Royzy, we appreciate you coming on, man. It's been a pleasure to meet you, and for me, learning new things about the music industry and the rap music industry, and you personally, we can't wait to get over there and share a pint with you, and and watch you have a session, man. So we really appreciate you coming on today.